my fireplace chat with Zane Palmer, who obviously loves fire. We're not going to make spears with bended metal in this fireplace, but that's how it all began. But at some stage you find yourself working on the rigs all over Africa. If somebody would have foretold you this boy Key from PE is going to be all over Africa, you would probably not have believed it, but it happened. I don't know how this all works contractually and so on, but I think for the purpose of our conversation, it would be more interesting to describe this particular work environment in some of its aspects that most of us don't know about. I just imagine it's isolated. I imagine it's a dangerous kind of work. I don't know how many people are around you. I don't even know if there are women allowed, so there is a lot. Can you describe us a bit this work environment?
Yeah, sure. Working on the rigs is quite different to anything that I've experienced. It's quite exciting. You've got helicopter rides or boat rides and climbing ladders, and that's one thing about offshore. There's a lot of stairs because everything is up and down. The people generally are all really nice guys, but it's a business environment and you have to watch your back because it's a fierce competition between different groups on the rigs. So yeah, you have to know what you're doing, make sure you do your job properly, and yeah, it's interesting. It's a good life.
Is there a lot of rank and file, like the supervisors, then the managers, and is there strict supervision on everything? I assume so.
Yes,
it must be a risky environment for any potential disasters.
Yes, it is, and there's also very limited space on there. So you will come do your job and leave. So they're not, if you finished your work the next day or that day even, you couldn't be gone. So yeah.
Now when you say different kind of people, I assume different nationalities, different cultures? And is it all men? Because I'm also interested about that.
It's mainly men
working on the platforms.
It's mainly men. There are some women, but not a lot. One woman that I worked with was a corrosion engineer, French lady. I would say 1 in 100 would be women. So it's not a lot. Completely different environment. What they do there is it's like a prison. In that black guys will stay.
I'm glad you say that because I'm just wondering, the living space must be quite confined.
Very confined.
And you can't go anywhere. Yes, in the ocean.
No, you can't. Living space, you'll be four in a room with a single shower toilet in the middle. So your private space is your bed with the curtain, and that's it. And then you're working 12 hours a day every day, at least 12 hours a day. I mean, some jobs you'll work, like we worked one job, we had to do a lot of inspections in a very short time, and we worked 10, 11 o'clock at night. And we got the job done, but we got paid very well. So that's the main thing about it.
The motivation is the payment, because it's not a picnic to live like that. And it is like ongoing 12-hour shifts, day shifts or night shifts?
Depends on the job.
And you don't choose your companions that you share the 4-bed room with, so you have to...
Good luck.
I'm sure psychologically speaking, or even linguistically speaking, can you understand
a
one
Russian
another?
guy in the room. Yeah, the common language is generally English. Depends where you are. But most of the platforms that I was on was English. And yeah, you can get very different people, very different cultures all rolled into one. So it's
all eating the same menu?
No.
Not really?
No. Food-wise, it depends where you go. I was with the French boat Girasol, and the food there was excellent. It was really good. And then other places the food can be really bad. So it just depends where you are.
Yeah. It of course makes me think, knowing about your family, that working like that, most of these men must have families, that it's quite a sacrifice unless you want to escape your family, then you're definitely far isolated. Could you keep any contact? Would you have cell phone contact?
Generally there's Wi-Fi, but it depends on the vessel that you're on as to the amount of Wi-Fi that you can get or the access that you can get. Maybe your bedroom will have, maybe it won't. So then you'd have to go out on deck to find a hotspot to connect and chat.
We then now have, probably also depending on which company you work for, a kind of family policy, say there is a baby about to be born, or in your, or there is a bereavement in your family, or something spectacular, a graduation of your child.
Yeah.
Are there lenient that you can maintain good contact with your family at important times, or is it just prison, as you say? You signed up for so long and here you are.
Pretty much that. If there was a death in your family of a close relative, they would send you home. But if it was a graduation or something like that, you
not for
no
the
chance.
parties.
No,
Not for the parties.
you wouldn't be excused because it costs a lot to get you there, and international flights and all that sort of thing.
Yes, I was thinking the only country that you have mentioned where I learn a lot about is Madagascar, well, the island of Madagascar, because South Africa had this fantastic reportage on Voetspoor, the programma Voetspoor in Afrikaans, with these adventurous people traveling the island, and I learned a lot about it, but you become aware how isolated it is. You just don't hop on a flight like you go from Johannesburg to Cape Town. It's something completely different.
The return trip from most of these places would be 2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
And sleeping over in a guest house, could be 40, 50 people in the guest house, 10 people in a room. It's interesting.
On average, how long would you be away from home?
Generally 4 weeks up to 6 weeks. Offshore, they don't really like you to be longer than 4 weeks because it can start to affect you. And
in what way?
People's sense of humour starts getting a bit short.
Yeah.
And then trouble starts. So it's rather 4 weeks on, you go.
Yeah. Yes. Must be quite a thing to move between these two aspects of your life, your career, which you do for your family, then going home with your family, where by then your wife is in charge of everything, 2 growing boys.
She's only in charge until you get back home.
Yeah.
Then the fight starts. It takes a couple of days to settle down.
To hand over the baton.
Yeah, for the guy it's really not a bad lifestyle, because when you're offshore, everything's done for you. So your food's done, your washing's done, your bedding's done, everything. You get out of bed in the morning, you go to work, have breakfast, go to work, and everything's done. So it's not a bad life. In the evenings you're generally free from say 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock. And you can watch movies, or you can study, or you can do whatever you want. But then when you come home, that's great, because then you've got 3.5 weeks that you can do what you want.
Yes, and that's where, after you found a balance with the wife and the children, I assume you were in your workshop.
Yes, making cannons. That's exactly what I did.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that particular workshop and also about the more recent stage of your career. All right? Thank you so much.